it's Terry Stevenson of the Builderall team, and in this first video of the Build a Website series, we're going to take a look at Builderall's flagship Pixel Perfect Builder. In this first video, we're going to preview the Fruit Shop website that we're going to build. We're going to download and save the images to our desktop. We're going to create a new website with a blank template and take a quick tour of the menus in the Pixel Perfect Builder. So let's get started. Let's take a closer look at the website we're about to begin to build. First of all, up here at the top, we have the header. This is called the header section. And it has a logo here. It has some information that looks like the location, the hours of operation here, and the contact information for this fruit shop company. Below here, we have a social media network bar. We also have a menu here. The first banner we come to is an absolutely beautiful banner. It has a title, a large title off to the left with some text underneath it. And we do have a button here. This button has a hover effect and is offering a free quote. As we move down the page, we have the next section, which is pretty much like an About Us section. It has a wonderful image here. Looks like somebody cutting limes, a worker cutting limes with a title above it and a description box below it. And then we have some text to the right of that image, I'm sure, telling a story about the image and the company. When we move to the next section, we have this great animated banner here, and it has a bright title. This is all on a beautiful image of a fruit market, and so we can move down here to the next section and find a What We Do section. And here we have 2 rows of 3 columns of images, beautiful images. They really pop out, very enticing to the visitor, with titles underneath them and a paragraph. Moving down the page, here we have a nice red bright stripe running across the page that draws our attention to this button. Again, it's the same button, the Get a Free Quote, and it has the hover effect. And below that, we have a Contact Us form, and below that, a location map. Here at the bottom is our footer, and we again have the logo with a paragraph of information about the company, your copyright information. Let's see, we have contact information here, another menu. This time it is presented vertically. And to the right here, we have an email subscription form that subscribes the user, the visitor, to a newsletter. And then below that, another social media network bar. So this is really a basic one-page site, and it's really beautiful. Before we get into the Pixel Perfect editor and start building our site, be sure you check out the link to take a deeper look, if you like, at the Fruit Shop website that we're going to build. It'll be a great place to refer as you're building it along with me. And I really encourage you to go ahead and click the download button to download those images as well and build this site right along with me. It really is easy. It doesn't take very much time. And if you'll do that, you'll really see how adaptable and easy it is to get started with the Pixel Perfect Builder. Download those images, save them to a folder on your hard drive where you know where you can get to them easily, and join me as we build the Fruit Shop website. I'm here in the Pixel Perfect Builder, so I'm going to come up here. I'm going to click on New Website. That will open up a choice of lots of different kinds of categories of pages. You can see all kinds of choices, and you can get lost for a long time with all of the wonderful, wonderful choices that we have here in the Builderall platform. For now, though, we're going to choose blank page because we're going to learn how to build this website from scratch. Here under categories, we've chosen blank page. You'll find that all of these blank page layouts, some of them have elements on them. So we're going to look for the blank layout clean and choose edit. That pulls up this layout, this default layout in our editor. And the very, very first thing you want to do when you create a new website is to save it. That way, when you want to come back and continue editing on it, you know exactly where it is. So let's do that first thing. We're going to come up to the right-hand corner and choose Save. And then we're going to name this website Fruit Shop. So I have Fruit Shop in this field, and then I hit Send. That will bring up a card that says Save Changes, and so we need to make sure we save these changes. We get an alert that all the changes were made successfully, so now we have a website in our My Sites list called Fruit Shop, and we can continue to edit it. Right along the way, we're going to want to remember to save as we go. We have our blank template open, and we have a fresh brand new page. Up here all the way to the right, our friend the Save button, and you want to get into the habit of saving often. Anytime you make any significant changes on a page at all, you'll want to be sure and save it, just to be sure. Right next to it, let's take a look. This is the preview mode. It gives you a view of what you've built so far on your page in desktop, tablet, and mobile. Let's return here. The show hidden elements, we'll talk more about that, so I'll go into more explanation as we get down into the video. Here we have a ruler, and when you activate the ruler, you have a ruler up at the top and on the right-hand side. This really helps you when you're aligning things on your page. And you can also click in the ruler on either side and place grid lines. These grid lines are snap to grid lines and can be adjusted. You can have as many on the page as you like. So it can really help you space things out. When you want to get rid of these grid lines, just right click. Just to the left of the ruler are the common undo and redo buttons. I doubt if I need to explain what undo and redo is for you, but in case, this will undo your last action and this will redo your last action. Now, if you come all the way over to the left, we have the different perspectives and views that you're working in at the time. We have the desktop, tablet, and mobile. And to the left of that is a drop-down menu. On this menu, you'll find your layouts and your pages. And it's a really easy, fast way to navigate between your pages when you're working in a layout. So you can click back there and it will pull that menu right back up. You're going to be working most of the time in the vertical menu on the left-hand side here. So let's take a quick view here. At the top, we have a page icon. So when you click that, that gives you all the information about the layouts in this project. So you'll have your layout here. We're working in a default layout right now. If you come across and activate the arrow on the right-hand side, this is where you have the information about this specific layout. These are the general layout settings, and you also have the ability here to restrict the pages and allow only those with access either through a token or a password to access those pages. If you come down here, you see we have our home page here. This is where your pages are listed, and if you come all the way to the right and hit the gear, when you click on the gear, you have much the same up here at the top, a little bit of difference. Here's where you can set up some conversion tests like an A/B split test. All the way to the left here, you have a duplicate button where you could duplicate that page. You can add a pop-up to the page, which can get activated either when you scroll to a certain place on the page or perhaps when you're exiting the page. Here's where you name your page and you give it an address down here. Here's the title for your page and a short description, your keywords. Down at the bottom of this card, you'll find a preview of what your page will look like on Google. And then you can also add your share image right here where it says upload, or delete the share image. Now the share image is the image that gets shared on social media platforms when your link for this page is posted. Down here you have some head scripts where you can add some HTML head scripts to your page. You can configure your mailing boss autoresponder down here. The biggest thing I want to point out is that when you make any changes on any of these pages here, be sure and hit this little save here. We call this the little save on the card. You want to make sure you hit the save here before you navigate off of this card. Otherwise, it will not save them for you. And another key point, once you save here, you're going to want to come right back over here to the big save and save here. Let's click out of this and we can move down to the next icon, the big T on our left-hand vertical menu. This is your Customize Fonts card. This is where we're going to customize the fonts for this layout of our website. And what we can do is we get to customize all of these font styles. It's really important when you're building a website to be very mindful about the time it takes your pages to load. And if you limit the amount of fonts that you have on your website, that's an excellent way of doing that. So it's very important that you pay attention to this area and try to limit using text styles from these categories. It brings up the Edit Font Style card where you customize the font style for desktop and mobile. But like I said, we'll talk more about that a little later in this series. So I'm going to click the plus. The Add Element card comes up. Now, the elements of our website make up the content that we place on our pages. So it's really the stuff of our websites. For example, you can add a pop-up to your website where it gets activated perhaps when you scroll to a different part of the page or before you leave a page. Here is where you add text boxes. Unlike here is where we customize our text fonts. When we click here, we get to choose those fonts, click on it, and it places the text box, this element, right in the middle of our page. Now we can get rid of that element by right-clicking and clicking on that trash can. So I'm going to click out of this window and go back in here and move down our element grid. We're going to be adding some banners here, but you have a lot of banners available here. It's amazing. And you can build your website just with banners. In fact, that's what we actually recommend. We'll talk more about that. So let's return and go back to this screen. You add all kinds of different kinds of boxes here. As you scroll down, you'll see we have quite a bit of boxes that all do different things or look different ways. You can add all kinds of buttons as well. You can add images, a gallery. Here's where you add your menus, video, social media network bars and links. We also have contact and email marketing forms. Now these are very different, so they're used for different purposes, and we'll make sure that you understand the difference between these two as we move through the training. Here's where you can add animated counters and charts things like that. We'll talk more about that as well. We have all kinds of apps. Here's where you're going to find your PayPal buttons, where you can add HTML right into your page. A webinar. With Builderall, you can put a webinar right into your web pages. Same with e-learning. You can build an e-learning course and embed it right into your pages. GDPR apps for pages, anchors. This is a great review app where you can install this on a page and people can leave comments. And as you can see, there's many things like Shopify, OpenTable for reservations, Amazon coupons, and we even have a Builderall Marketplace app, another place you can offer digital products and services for sale. So let's return over here. We have, and come back down here, we've seen the apps. Here, this is hover elements. You can add hover elements to different images. We have here, it's a new item, and we have all kinds of timers you can set. Down here, this label with this, it looks like a bag, a handbag, is a checkout. And you'll be able to add checkouts right into your pages. And you can see you have options of what that's going to look like. You also have sales funnels where you can pull in a sales funnel automatically. And down here is where you're going to add a blog. Now we're not going to do that right now, so I'm going to close out of that. You can see we have lots and lots of choices and elements to add to our pages to create just the kind of website that we're looking to build. So let's close out of that. Here on this gear, the double gears here, you're going to find all the settings and SEO right down in here, and we'll definitely talk more about that. Just to give you an idea, this is for GDPR. You can generate a sitemap. Here's where you actually customize the platform settings for this website. Here's where you manage the users for your website. And here is a restricted fields management. This is if you have membership sites or restricted pages and how you're going to manage those fields. Here's where you can add and manage your coupons. And down here we have an action counter. That enables you to analyze the statistics, track and analyze the statistics of counters that you set up in when you're building up your buttons and your pages and your links. It's really useful information. So let's close out of this and move down here. This shopping bag icon, it brings up your checkout manager. And briefly, it has a payment manager. You also have your sales manager. Here's where you manage the automated emails that come from the checkout. Like if somebody abandons their cart, this is where you're going to go to manage that email. We also have outside automatic emails. We have sales funnels, and down here the coupons. So this is where you manage all of those functions. Down here, the newspaper. That's where you add your blog, and we'll talk more about that later. And here, this shopping cart, that brings up the panel for your shopping areas and your menus. So let's click out of that. That gives you a brief overview of the major menus that we have here in our builder. We've covered a lot in this first video. We've previewed the fruit shop website we're going to build. I hope you downloaded and saved the images to build the website to your desktop and are ready to build it right along with me. We learned how to create a new website with a blank template, and we took a quick tour of the menus we're going to be using in the Pixel Perfect Builder. So now there's nothing left to do but to get ready and get to building. I'll see you in the next video.